What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live show. And the breaking news is not that we have a new coach, but that we finally won a game. We managed to do it. I couldn't believe it at the end of. Actually, we tried our best to not win that game, even though it was extremely difficult because Udinese were doing everything possible to not win that game. But somehow we got it over the line. Due to the players for some reason showing up. I think Tudor must be punching air yesterday evening. And Udinese, while not being very good at the back, especially trying to play a weird high line with some weird pressing that wasn't working. But we're going to talk about that. Obviously, we're going to talk about Spalletti, who is announced as a new coach and now has 1 day of work to prep for Cremonese. And then all the other news that is surrounding the club. But first off, guys, how are you? How are you doing today?
All good, all good. We are after a victory, and that was over a month ago. So, yeah.
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good as well. Holding up, excited about that win after such a long time. I'm still, very
Still celebrating.
Yeah. So
it's actually insane. It's actually insane because Udinese are only 3 points behind us still. It's insane, but it was reality that we couldn't win a game for some. I don't want to say for some reason, but actually we knew the reason. Like we did it, we were bad. We were just bad. And yesterday, I think it's probably the best game we played all season. And it still wasn't all fantastic, at all. Like it wasn't like it needs to be like this every single week. Obviously not. But for some reason, and maybe you guys can explain that to me, why did the players show up in terms of like actually like the bare minimum we spoke about, like trying to win the ball back, pressing, keep going, etc. The moment they got their coach sacked, the coach, by the way, they came out multiple times saying, we like him, we need to play for him, we need to step it up, etc. But they only step up when they got him sacked. So any of you guys have any idea how that is even possible?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the only person, it feels like the only person that wasn't happy with the Tudor is Locatelli, probably. But maybe. Even then, I'm not even sure of that. It's weird. I think it's just I don't know, they are ready for something new, but I don't know. Because we know that they're mentally weak, so
they looked kind of mentally strong yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the odd part. That's the weird part. Maybe Imran, do you have an idea like what? Because if I'm Tudor and I was watching that yesterday, I will be outside of the locker room post game waiting for these guys because it's ridiculous. It was actually ridiculous.
Yeah, I think our players, they have mentality of kids. When you are very young and your parents, they get you a new football kit and you are really happy with the new kit and you go out to play outside in the streets and you give everything because you are happy the kit is new. Like this is our players. When they get a new coach, like they are pumped up, they want to run, they want to show. They want to tell the new coach, I am the one to play, I am the one that you will need to count on. And that feeling will stay for 1 or 2, maximum 3 games, and then it's gone. And it happened with Allegri when he first came in 2.0, and then it happened with Motta, it happened with Tudor, and now I think we are just reliving the moments again. Yesterday it was a new coach, they wanted to play, but the difference is with Tudor they didn't want to play, they wanted to get him sacked, and they got it right. And I think against Cremonese, they do the same. They will go, new coach, they will push, they will play, they will give 100%. And then if Spalletti doesn't control them, it will fade away in 3 games, and then we will go back to the usual Juventus.
That could be a reason. What do you think, Spiros? Like, what made the
Yeah,
players
I
show
kind
up?
of agree. Yeah, I kind of agree with what he said. I think they just know a new coach will come in, a new coach came in, so they're like, we need to show that we're playing football now. We want because Spalletti, like he's different. Like I don't think I think he's going to be more aggressive with them. I think he will want more competition. I think some players will play way more than others. I think some will stay a lot on the bench. So I think they want to prove that I can play, I can start. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
That's
probably
that's
nothing.
a like, if that's actually the case, and we don't know. Like, we can all assume, I guess, and that sounds like the most logical explanation. That's extremely worrying. Is it that the players, need this to show some reaction? And like Imran said, for how long will it last? Basically, I think that's why from this season, the moment this season, started, like from the first game until Tudor got sacked, I'm pretty sure I never came on a stream or a show and said sack him right now. I don't think, I'm pretty convinced I never said that. And if I said that, I was really angry. But I've always said I was always focused on something else. I was focusing on the players. And even when Spalletti, like, I'm not a big Spalletti fan, and everybody knows that. I'm not even too worried, or like, my mindset is not, how to say, like Spalletti is a coach, but I haven't deeped it right now, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, it doesn't really matter who the coach is. That's not it is an issue because Tudor wasn't a good coach. Like, that's different, but it's not the biggest issue. Like yesterday, they showed they are the issue, because they can show the basic things and then to not show it again. Like, and it's weird. Like, it's very weird. It's extremely weird, and that's my biggest focus. So when I think Spiros asked in the group chat, who do you like as a coach, Palladino or Spalletti, I was like, I don't really care. Like, I'm not really, I'm not, reading in. Like, when Spalletti got announced, I was like, oh, cool. Well, if Palladino got announced, oh, cool. Whoever got announced at this point, I was like, yeah. I mean, it's not the biggest. It's not at the top of my list. At the top of my list is, these players need to show up. That's one. And two, then I will look at the coach. Is he good enough to coach? But as long as one doesn't happen, then two is completely irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. It's like the clip from Spalletti and Perin out there today. Like, it's that vibe at the club right now, where it, like, literally, like Spalletti says, I will be okay if you, it will depend on you guys. It's as simple as that. If you show up mindset wise or intensity wise, idea wise, like against Udinese, then probably Spalletti thinks I can coach you guys to better things. If you show up like you did against Como, then coaching is not going to help. It will be completely pointless. You can put in Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola or whoever. If that's the mindset, like we played against Como, some of these players played against Como, it's pointless. Like, it's completely pointless. Even Como, it had nothing to do with quality, by the way, because the 11 we had out there had far more quality than Como. Yeah, the coaching maybe, wasn't good, but the effort of these players was ridiculous. It was just like, you're out there because, well, you need to be out there. It's like you and me or whatever needs to show up for work, otherwise you'll probably get sacked. That's the vibe they give me. However, to the game, before we go into the Spalletti talk, to the game, because we cannot not talk about a win. I think only Liverpool fans are in a worse position, even though they won a game in the ridiculous losing stream against Frankfurt. We did beat Udinese. I call it a good game based on what we've seen previous weeks. I think the only time they were in the box was the Zaniolo goal. Di Gregorio safe early on the second half, and the fact that we cannot defend a set piece towards the end of the game. Other than that, I think we can control them pretty well. We created more than enough chances and opportunities that we messed up because somebody decided to shoot instead of pass, or pass instead of shoot, like weird decisions up top. But overall, it was much improved in terms of the quality that was out there. Not perfect, obviously, but it was more improved. Obviously, nothing to do with Brambilla. Again, it had nothing to do with Brambilla. It just had to do with these players actually realizing we have more quality than Udinese, and because there was no coaching yesterday. Really quickly, Brambilla said, I was there for like one training session, and I just told these players, you're better than Udinese. Go out there and be better, and that's what they did. So what do you made of that win, Norbert? Can you read, anything? Can you take anything out of that, really?
No, it just shows that if the players want to win, they will. And my biggest question is, if Spalletti can motivate these mentally weak players, then I think he can be good. And that's the biggest question. How different can he coach? How much can he motivate the team? And yeah, yesterday I don't really. I mean, I like Brambilla. What he's doing with the next gen is really good. Yeah, and I guess he just told them. I don't know why he decided that Kostic needs to start. That's an interesting one, but yeah, he just told them, play what you can. This is Udinese, you are better, and let's go. But yeah, it was an important win for us, but there is no takeaway from me for the future. You just showed that we can actually play, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree. Like even with the subs or the lack of subs, kind of shows that he was not, coaching. Like he just put out his players that quote unquote that usually play besides Kostic, who by the way had a good second half and not so good first half. I thought it was better in the second half, or like he was more positively involved in the second half. Yeah, active. But even with the lack of subs, like no Conceição, not even Zigrova, like it kind of showed you that he just put out the players that quote unquote usually play not Conceição and make it work. But Imran, what do you think? Do you take anything away from that game for Spalletti to work on?
Well, if we want to take anything away, it's just confirmation that these players, if they want to play, they play. If they don't want, they don't. And you can't push them, you can't motivate them. It's just about how they feel and if they want or they don't want. So it's not about if Tudor is a motivator, he can motivate them, or if you have a coach that will push them to play. No, it's about them. If they want, they do it. If they don't want, there is nothing to do. So I can't take anything away from the game, because I know that with a new coach, they will push, they will play, but then after 3 games, if they aren't controlled, everything will fade away we will be back in the same situation. Just to give you an example, against yesterday, Vlahovic was running like his life depended on it. But then against Como, against Lazio, they don't run. They don't want to play. If you play like that against Como and Lazio, there is no way that you lose. There is no way that Tudor is fired. He would have been the coach today. So these players, they have a mentality of kids, and as fast as possible, there is a problem or something that they don't like, they start complaining, posting on Instagram, creating problems. And it's not for everyone, of course. It's not 26 players that are doing this, but many players, they have this mentality that if we don't like something, we need to protest, we need to get the coach fired. And because our management is new, they are taking this to their side. They know that Tudor was not the first choice. So if we can create problems, they will be fired and they will bring us a new coach. And the problem today is, we know Spalletti is not the coach for the next season because he only got a contract of 8 months. So let's do again the same. If things are not, if we don't like what is going on with Spalletti, let's do create problems, and then they will fire him even before the contract of 8 months ends. So I hope that Spalletti will control these guys, and I hope that he will be that man that will really control them. I want really a dictator Spalletti. I don't want a brother like Motta or like today. I want a dictator.
You made some good point. I will let Spiros talk first. But did you take away anything really out of that game besides the obvious point?
No. No. I don't know. I didn't really get excited or anything. Like, I don't expect something to change. I think right now we have a better coach, if that means anything. But I don't think it means anything with this group. So yeah, I don't know. I think we need to try to do something this season, and then kick out as many players as possible. This is the reality, in my opinion. So yeah, that's
For
it
me,
for me.
nothing. Like the win changes nothing. And somebody said didn't even know Zaniolo was a thing. I was shocked as well. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know he was playing for Udinese. I probably read that in the summer. I completely forgot. I literally completely forgot that he was still playing. So yeah, I was as shocked as you, Alex. And the fact that he scored did not help as well. But what Imran said is kind of right. You know, the overall point is that in the end, I do agree. You know, if you play like this against Lazio, who were bad, you know, they were not good. We gave them every single opportunity possible, and they still managed to mess a lot of them up. You don't lose those games. And maybe I don't know. Tudor saying, was that a good thing? I don't know. Like I don't know, but I do like the main point comes back every single time when I speak with everyone or you read anything. It's more about these players right now, and in the end, still the coach gets sacked because that's how it works. You know, that's how it always will be in football, unless it's like Serbian basketball. I don't know if anyone saw that. You know, a couple of years ago, like the coach, he got the power of the club to remove every single player off that roster, and he did literally. He removed all of them, and he brought on all new players, like completely new squad. Um, but in football, it's not gonna happen, obviously. And maybe it needs, you know, like you said, Spiros, in the summer, whatever happens this season, you need to take decisions to remove some of these players. Somebody's asking, Cambiaso had his best game of the season so far against Udinese at right back. Do you think we should stick with him at right back and Kalulu at center back? Does anyone want to talk about Cambiaso's position? Because yesterday we played McKennie, Locatelli, Kostic, and then we had because Thuram was injured, and then Kalulu was. But I think Rugani came on for Kostic, right? And Kalulu moved up when we made that sub. Was that? I think it was for Kostic that he came in, Rugani. But the Cambiaso position will be a big topic for Spalletti. Actually, I think if he's allowed to answer those questions tomorrow, or if those questions will get asked, I think he will get asked about Cambiaso. I have that odd feeling because I thought he was good in that second half. That first half and the goal we conceded was classic Cambiaso, in my opinion, the way we lose possession. But I thought the second half he was more improved. Right now, I don't like Cambiaso. Like for what he stands right now, I don't, you know. But I do know he has qualities to be a very important player. You know, that I don't think anyone will deny that. But if he doesn't show that, he's a liability. And actually, he plays against you most of the times, as he has done since January. Like he had, I won't say a handful of good games, but I will be lying. I think he had like 3 good games since January, really good games for us, maybe. I don't think even a handful. Like, so getting him going, yes, you know, But the position, I don't even really think the position is again the problem with Cambiasso. Like we can all talk about, I like him more in a back four or not, whatever. I don't think that's really the problem. I don't think he goes from being this to that purely because he's played as a wing back or a left back, right back, whatever. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue again with Cambiasso, especially with players who have more than enough quality to not look completely rubbish out of quote unquote position. It has everything to do with his mindset. I don't know what you guys think about it, but for me, it's not really the position that's the biggest problem for Cambiasso right now. It's just his mindset. That's it.
Yeah,
For me, that's the only reason.
Since last winter, Cambiaso nowhere to be seen. But honestly, I think he should play on the right. I think that's his position, and we will see what's going on the left. But for me, Kalulu is a right center back, and Cambiaso is a right back.
I do agree, by the way. I mean, if I can choose a position, but you can play Cambiaso there or where he's playing now. But if this is the way you approach his games,
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter. That's how I'm looking at it, in my opinion. I wish it was just a mentality part. We're lacking quality in certain areas. Like I agree, it's not a finished team, but you need to look better against Como, Lazio, Verona. You cannot look like that. Yes, quality, but you still have more than enough quality compared to those teams. At this point, it doesn't have anything to do with Cambiasso. I would rather have Kostic on the left than Kalulu on the right. However, I don't think it matters because he's going to play with a back four. I also agree. I think he's going to play with a back four. Jonas Rui is still at our club, believe it or not. Yeah, I do believe it because I was thinking about it on Monday. For some reason, I saw in the Belgian media his name pop up because his move to a Belgian club didn't happen. And then I was like, oh yeah, he's still at the club. He's still here. Anyways, let's move on to the other topic. And it's Spalletti because he is the coach now. He's announced 8-month contract plus an option. It doesn't say if the option is a club option or a Spalletti option. We still need to figure that one out, I guess. But he's the new coach. He needs to get us into the top four. That's why the contract is set up the way it has been set up. My opinion is the same. I'm not really worried about coaching at this moment in time. I'm not the biggest Spalletti fan, but even then, for me, it's again about the players. That's one. Two, the fact that we gave him that contract tells you that, again, like Spiro said or Imran said, it's not really it's the first choice right now, but it's not really the first choice for the long-term future for the club. That's not really the way they want to go, unless he does something fantastic in these 8 months, and the club is like, okay, you can stay on as a coach. So yeah, what do you guys think now that he is announced? Is he the right guy to take this team to a higher level?
We needed a coach. We needed a coach with experience. We need an actual coach, and I think he is a lot better than Tudor will ever be. But yeah, I don't know. He has a tattoo of a Napoli tattoo on his arm, and I hate that personally.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he's another bold one. We had some bold coaches lately, but it's so weird. I don't know. It's better than Mancini. That's what I will say. I think he's a better coach than Mancini. So at least we don't have a Mancini on the bench, and not many quality coaches are available. And let's see. But when's the last time he was good? A few years back. So I'm afraid of that a little bit. But
Doesn't matter that.
chance.
Doesn't matter that it's club coaching and international football coaching, that it's completely
For me, it's
different
not
because
the same.
people. Sorry.
For me, it's not the same.
Okay, so it does matter because like people keep saying me like Hansi Flick, for example, or Luis Enrique. Oh, it didn't completely flop, Luis Enrique, by the way. Actually, it didn't flop, but I think it is different because the best club coaches, like when we talk about best coaches in the ever, nobody really talks about a national team coach, and some of them won, so I don't know. We will get to that. But Imran, what do you think, Spalletti? Now that he's announced, is he the right guy for the job? He believes he is. So
Well, if you asked me, of course, Spalletti is not my first choice for the Juve that I want. For me, I want Deschamps, but today it's not possible. We have in the situation that we are in today. I believe Spalletti is the best one that can take this Juventus, because in the last years we had Tudor and Motta, and the experience of these two it wasn't up to the levels of Juve. Two coaches that needed to learn more than the experience that they had. So I think that that's not a problem with Spalletti. He's been coaching since 30 years now. So I think the tactics and deciding football is not really a problem for Spalletti. So I think the big problem or the big question will be if he can control this locker room, if he can control the players. This is really the key success for Spalletti. But in terms of tactics, understanding the football, I believe that we can't talk about Spalletti is one of the best. He knows football better than anyone today in the Italian culture. So for me, it's not my first choice, but in the situation that we are in today, these players they need someone that will control them. And you can, if you watch the video of that Juventus posted today, the way he's speaking with Perin, like you know the personality of the coach. Like he was very strong when he spoke. I want to see that personality of Spalletti and how it will affect the players. This is really the key point for Spalletti.
what do you think, Spiros? Is he the right guy for the job?
I don't know. I think I can say for sure that he's a good coach. I think he's a very good coach, to be honest. I think he plays very good football. I don't think he's like, maybe he's not like a winning coach. Maybe like, I'm not sure like you're gonna win like many trophies with him. But I think you, as a team, you will have a style of play, and you will resemble a team. And we haven't been that for a while, in my opinion, other than winning. So I think if he can do that, I think it would be amazing, because nobody did that in the last years, no coach. And I think the most important thing is, as I said before, to kick out some players, because like, yeah, this is not going anywhere, in my opinion. Like, I think even the management knows that there's something wrong, and that's why they brought Spalletti in, because they could have said no, let's bring Palladino, because they knew that he doesn't have a good relationship with maybe with Locatelli, or I don't know, Gatti or someone. So they could have said, oh, our captain doesn't have a good relationship with that coach, so let's get another coach. No, they said, okay, let's get that guy. So yeah, I think it's obvious that I think the club believes in him, that he can do something. I think he believes in himself that he can do also something. But I don't think he came in and he's like, yeah, let's have fun, yeah, let's be, nice and sweet. I think he wants to succeed. I think this is his, like, probably his last club, probably could be. So I think
Depends.
he will want to do like a very good job. So I don't think he's gonna mess with that opportunity, because I think he wanted to coach Juve for a while. So for him that's a huge opportunity. So yeah, for me
If
that's
I think I asked, I don't know if I asked you guys. I think it was with Julian that we talked about like how like Tudor in this league how would you rank him among other coaches? I think we ranked him around like 8ish, maybe. I'm not so sure, anymore. But okay, no, let's do this, and people in the chat as well, because I think it's important right now. Tudor, how would you have ranked him in this league? Out of the 20 coaches, where would you have put him? And I don't need an exact, unless you have an exact position. Obviously, you can give that, but like, how many coaches were better than him? Because I was looking at it, I was like, I think Conte is better. I think Allegri is better. Gasperini, Juric, in my opinion, as well. Italiano, Sarri, even Pioli. Yeah, he's having a disaster season, but as a coach, like, he's a better coach. I'm not sure what's happening at Fiorentina, but history shows he's a better coach. And I'm probably blanking out at 2-3 more. So I put him around 10, I think. I don't know what you guys would say when it came to Tudor.
Tudor. Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Yeah.
10? Okay, so mid-ish. What about Spalletti right now? How will you rank him among the coaches in the league? Now you can give me a number.
Third, probably, or second.
It depends on the players, to be honest, if they want or not.
Yeah, but forget about the squad. Like, pure the coach as a coach.
Yeah,
I would put him first, Spalletti.
Conte is a lot better.
Conte is a better coach.
Yeah, Conte is a winner, but the experience of Spalletti, and don't forget that Conte, he trained a top Juve with top players. Then he went to Chelsea that had top players, and with Napoli, look at the mercato they are doing for him. So I think Spalletti trained a bad Inter, a really bad Roma, and a Napoli that had Kvara and Osimhen, and Lobotka with Kim Min-jae, 4 players, and he worked it out to win the league.
Ooh, that's a hot take. I'm
spicy.
Yeah, that's a spicy take, because I think Conte is a better coach.
I
do. Like, pure coach, forget about pass and squads. Conte is a better coach. People will say, what? I think Allegri is a better coach. Purely based on the pass. I'm sorry. We don't like pure as a coach going down in history. Like, he's won with Milan, he's won with Juve, and actually should have won in Europe. For some reason we haven't. And I will always hunt him. But
with Allegri, he always feels like he's very lucky. I don't know.
It failed the second time, and it was a bit toxic. But that doesn't, I don't think, take away as him as a coach.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the second time. Even the first time. He was a bit lucky, like, I don't know, like, I know, like, okay, he did well, we did very well, but like, we were miles ahead of everyone. So I don't know, I want to say that he was a bit lucky, and we could have had someone who was miles better than him, in my opinion. So
I don't know. I think he's better.
I don't consider him that, like for me, we would have won the same trophies with another coach back then, like, probably.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
I don't know. I don't see it
because we tried to move on. Sarri did it, and then we completely flopped. And like, when he came in, Allegri, he took us from getting humiliated by Galatasaray on a Wednesday at 12 o'clock to getting into a Champions League final. And if with a bit of more luck, we could have won that final against an insane super team. So I'm not going to take that away from Allegri. But for me, it's Conte. I think as well, Allegri. Kivu, I think he's doing good things, but it's too early. It's too soon to say.
Kivu has a super team of Inter.
Yeah, but it's still early on. Like, there's no sample size, so no, I wouldn't say that. I'm not gonna back that for now. Sarri, I'm not so sure about that. He won the league with us, but I think no. Other than that, I really sorry. Gasperini, I think that's a shout. What he has done. That I love Italiano. I don't think he's better coach, obviously, but I don't know if you give Italiano a better squad. Who knows? Like, who knows? I don't know. But the point is, we took leaps in coaching for like
Yeah.
Spalletti or do not like Spalletti. That's a different discussion. But compared to Tudor, I think we can all agree we have a better coach right now.
Yeah.
And that should almost mathematically, okay, that should result in more points, right? 1 + 1 is 2. You would assume. I know it doesn't work like that, but I mean, it should be working like that. Let me read out a few comments really quickly. Tudor was sacked by Lazio, I think, some time ago. It was crazy that Juve hired him. To be honest, I think he left Lazio because of the market.
Yeah,
To be
he
honest.
left
I don't think he
Lazio.
ever
Yeah.
got sacked. I don't think he ever got sacked. I think he always left teams. Verona,
Yes, yeah. He left
Lazio.
Marseille. He left Lazio. Yeah.
Marseille.
I think it's
Yeah.
the first time he actually got sacked in his career. Zero chance
No,
that Spalletti is
he
better.
was sacked by PAOK years ago.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
but those are the Greek. We don't. We don't. Zero chance Spalletti is better than Conte. Inter, he left and Conte came in and won the Scudetto. Same thing with Napoli. Well, I'm talking about Spalletti. Before the season began, my biggest fear was actually hiring Conte. Guys, Conte has a certain lifespan. And it's almost a certainty that he's going to flop, rather embarrassing in Europe. Yeah, I think everybody was looking at, we just need that, wake up call right now from Conte, and then we will go from there. Conte always
Yeah.
flop in Europe. I don't rate Conte that high. Fair, like he's horrible in Europe, and we all agree with that. Exactly, this humiliation was all Conte's work. How can you rate him so highly? Which humiliation? Oh, the Galatasaray Europe. Okay, fine, I get it, but I mean, we're losing to the most random teams in Europe the last couple of seasons. Like, that is the least of my worries. Europe. Like, people talk about
Yeah.
that as well. Oh, we need a better coach for Europe. Forget about Europe. Forget about that. We're struggling to get into the top 4. Let's be real for a second right here. Europe is like 2-3 years realistically away. And I'm being nice. That shouldn't be the focus right now. Conte, Allegri, Gasperini, all better than Spalletti. Me personally, I would take Fabregas ahead of Spalletti as well. She was unknown commodity. There would have never been an Allegri without Conte. Well, that's not correct. He won the league with Milan. I don't think that's like, people know what I think about Allegri, his second spell, but I cannot take away what he's done for the club. One, and even before that, at Cagliari, he was very good at Cagliari as well, by the way. That's why he got the job at Milan. So I don't really agree with that. And he took that Juve squad to a different level compared to Conte. I think we can all agree on that as well. Like, we were
agree
good
with
under Conte, but we were really good under Allegri. Like, really good. Like, European teams feared us under Allegri. The first part, they didn't fear us under Conte. So we took massive steps. And he lost Pirlo. He lost Vidal. Like, he needed to, he gained players. I get it, but like, he lost those players. Like, he didn't have those players anymore at one point. It needed to, renew things over and over again, and he did. So I'm not going to take anything away from, because he won 5 leagues for us, right? 5.
Yeah. 5.
I mean,
it's amazing, but I just believe if you get another coach who is a top coach, I'm not talking about De Rossi or something. I think he would have done the same, or maybe even more, because I think at times he saw the limitation for me. That's why I'm like, okay, good, amazing, but yeah,
maybe we will never know. But like, he's a club legend. Well, whatever I've said about him, the second spell, I've always said he's a club legend for me, 100%. He's one of the best coaches this club has ever had.
I agree.
Nobody can take that away from him, not even his second spell. Spalletti cannot be judged on nothing. Let's wait and see. I wish him all the best. Yeah, we do agree. What has Spalletti done in Europe? Again, Alex, least of our worries Europe. Like, yes, getting into the next round is important for the money. We need to beat Sporting. Not easy for the team. Not easy for him to come in and do that with the back against our wall, with our backs against the wall. the Europe thing right now is more about money. We have bigger issues. Um, would would Allegri build the team? I think he kind of did that with us. And to top it off, he asked for the trequartista for ages, and he never got that, and he never complained. Like he got players, and he got Limina instead, and he was like, "Cool, I will play with Limina." So that I will never put him in this. I think the second spell he got more of his own players compared to the first spell. I think that was the case. Let's talk about the depth of our squad. Should Spalletti play a 4-2-3-1? What do you think will be our attacking midfielder? Okay, we will move on to that topic. So, how is Spalletti going to play? What do you think the formation will be? Who will benefit? Who will get benched? Will there be any surprises? Norbert, you can have a go.
Yeah, we're gonna play with four in the back, I think. And yeah, and then there's gonna be two in the middle, and then I'm just a little worried about the wingers, to be honest, because we're gonna play with wingers, and I don't want to see Yildiz on the wing. I want to see behind the striker, so I'm a little afraid that we're gonna see Yildiz on the left. And then I don't know. Yesterday, to be honest, Vlahovic played really good as well, and really motivated, and he is my starting striker right now, which is weird. But we have Openda for 40 plus million. And then you playing him behind the striker then, or you playing him on the wing, and then Yield is in the middle. That I would like to see, to be honest. And yeah, so I think 4-2-3-1 is accurate, and it will be interesting to see. And I can't wait to see Cambiasso in a four-man defense, to be honest. I hype for that, and I'm ready for that. And let's hope it's a four-man defense. But again, he just came in. He's gonna have like 2 training sessions, and then Cremonese. So I don't know. I don't know if the team is ready for a four-man defense.
No, I don't think many changes for Saturday at all. I think it's very difficult for him to come in. I'm not sure what he's going to tell these guys tomorrow. Yeah. Good morning. Pack your bags. We're leaving for Cremonese away because we play them tomorrow. So not easy situation to come in, and to make that worse, there's Champions League in between. It's not there's a 1 week break as well, basically before the actual break. It's beat Cremonese, and then you need to beat Sporting, and then it's derby against Torino. But Imran, what do you think? Formation-wise, surprises? What are you expecting?
I believe that the formation is the thing that Spalletti is not really thinking about today. Like there is no way you think about how you play 4-2-3-1 or 3-4-3. I don't know what. Today we have a team that is mentally fragile, and it doesn't really like yesterday. The win didn't have anything to do with the formation, how you played. Yesterday the players, they wanted to play and they played. If you play with, I don't know, 5-3-2, 3-4-3, if the players, they want to play, they play. I don't care about the formation. The formation has nothing to do with this Juventus. When they want to play, they play. And I think that Spalletti, he knows that, and he doesn't really think about the way you play, because today if you want to play with a four-man defense, the 2 center backs, who are the 2 center backs that you will put? Would you put Gatti and Kelly, or would you put Rugani and Kelly? Like all the combinations are players that are really bad, and they are not at their top. And if you want to go with a 3-man defense, you only have 4 defenders, so you would play with 3 and you have 1 on the bench. So I think that he doesn't really think about the formation today, but he thinks about having the players around him and gaining the players on his side, and then however he plays, it should work.
What do you think, Spiros? Do you have an idea what you were put out there?
I don't think he's going to do the same thing. I think he's going to change something because he would need to start somewhere. So I think he's going to change something, maybe formation, maybe some players on the bench, maybe some players will start that we don't expect to start. I think he will try something, but I think he would want to win because it's his first game. So yeah, but for sure, I think he will try something.
But in general, let's say a couple of weeks from now, do you think he will play back four? Because that's what everybody believes is going to happen, back four, and then basically 4-3-3 ish. Who will benefit? Do you, like every single report I've seen? Oh, it's going to be a 4-3-3, and in every single report or whatever, you know what I mean. It's always Jonathan David. Every single report is saying Jonathan David, Conceição, Yildiz. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm not so sure about that one. And if everybody's fit, I think he will pick a Zigrova over Conceição. That's my feeling. That's just my feeling. Because defensively, I think Conceição is better because I've not seen Zigrova defensively. Working back, I've not seen it. But that's just my feeling. I think that's one of those surprises we will see. Even I tweeted it out. My hot take: it's McKennie will get a lot of goals, and I don't think McKennie's going to be a starter. I think it's just the way we're going to play. I think he's going to start gold miners. I think he's going to do that. I think the back two will be. I think Kalulu will not play as a center back for now. I think obviously it depends if Bremer is back. I think it will be Bremer and Kelly. I think Kalulu will be in that. I thought it was João Mario that he was going to play João Mario, but the more and more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I think he's going to keep playing Kalulu. I don't think he's going to change that because of the formation he's trying to play, or I believe he's going to play. So
yeah.
It's wait and see. But I think the biggest surprise for me will be Zigrova, if he's fit, that he will be the main guy for him. That's what I think could happen.
I think Miretti will play.
Sorry?
I think Miretti will play.
Miretti? Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I wish.
I think he will play more than we probably thought about.
But where? In the three-man midfield or more like behind the striker if it's not 4-3-3?
I think he's going to replace Locatelli.
Oh, that's even that's a flaming hot take. Imran's Conte take is nothing compared to that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he should do that, but I think he will probably do that.
You think he hates Locatelli that much?
No, I don't think he hates him, but I think he wants something different in that position than Locatelli. And
that I can believe.
Yeah,
but to play Miretti there?
Yeah, because he's younger. You can probably do something with him. Because Locatelli is like a more ready player. Like I don't think you can improve Locatelli that much right now.
Isn't that a big risk for him to take? No.
Yeah, it's a risk. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to play it like that safe. To be honest, I think he will want to do his thing, and I think he should do that. I'm not like we need to see something different. I think we need to play for once football. So I think he will try something different. I'm not saying he's due to do that, by the way. I like Locatelli, but I think he will try something different. I think he wants in that position someone who is more probably press resistant, who can dribble out of danger or something. Maybe take a few more risks with the ball. So yeah, and I actually remember him saying about Locatelli that he's good, okay, he's technically good, he's defensively very good, but he doesn't take enough risks. So I could see him do something. Yeah, so I could see him do something different. And I'm not saying like he hates him or something. I don't think he hates him, but I think he just wants something different. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. fitting the system. He doesn't have. Okay, we don't have Ikfara, we don't have Lobotka, Anguissa, Turam maybe. Like it's you cannot compare it to that Napoli squad. You can like the if we do that, it's lost. If he's doing that, it's completely lost. I don't think he's doing that, by the way. Like I think he knows that he has different profiles at the team, and still also players that have no clue what their place is at the club. Openda, for example, yesterday he did everything perfect until he needed to do something perfect. It was at one point it was ridiculous to watch because every single movement he made was excellent, like unbelievable, until he actually got the ball in between his feet and he was like, what is this? He messed everything up. It's unbelievable. He was finding new ways to mess things up. I'm not the biggest Openda fan, for example, but there's a player in there you can use. He's shown that yesterday. I don't think it's the lack of quality yesterday. I think it's really a lack of confidence at this moment in time, because remember that in the second half, the ball was there to not tap in, but he just misses the ball by half a yard, basically. Where you just that's nothing to do with quality. You're just low on confidence. When he needed to shoot and he plays to Vlahovic, if you're a striker, no striker is playing that ball to Vlahovic. He's just taking a shot and he puts it away most of the time. If that was Vlahovic in that chance, he would have Vlahovic was not passing that ball. You probably would have smashed it in the back of the net the way he was playing yesterday. So it's a confidence thing, in my opinion. And I think that comes with a lot of these players. Locatelli, we will see. I think we're all assuming that he's going to bench him, but it's different because at Italy he had other options. He could have called up anyone. Right now, he has very limited options. So I don't think he has much
I
choice.
agree,
He's going to play him.
but he was benching him for like not even better players. So he was calling up players that were not that good. So I don't think.
I know.
Yeah.
It's still different, I think. I don't know Miretti. Was he actually on the bench yesterday? I don't even know that.
So. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's back. He's back from the injury.
Yeah, he's back, but was he on the matchday squad? I don't even know.
I think he was.
I think he was. It's only 2 rounds that was missing.
Okay. So the surprise also could be Milik up top, no?
Up top where?
So
I don't know. Just up. We changed 3 coaches and he's still not back. We had 3 coaches.
He's out of the project. He's just there taking the salary, enjoying life in Turin. That's it.
No, actually, for real.
Is he training?
Is he alive? For real?
He was yesterday in the stadium.
This is it. This is insane. This is insane. You could have gotten shot. Actually, Pablo Marin got stabbed. Remember a couple of years ago, and he was back in a couple of months to play football again. Actually, for real, I think an NFL player got shot, and after 2-3 months, he was playing again. I'm not joking.
So that monster player.
Yeah, Pablo Marin, it was.
Yeah, exactly.
This is insane. He's been out for 1.5 years. Nobody knows why. Actually, I don't think he knows why. Actually insane. It's not going to be an exact copy of that Napoli system, obviously, but what I mean is that the build-up style from behind might be similar, but with difference for sure. Yeah, because, building up with the players we have at the back is, it's not easy to do. That's why Locatelli is dropping in deep, basically. If people dream of a Napoli type domination, they're going to be disappointed. Sorry? Oh, yeah, Kim. Yeah, Kim.
So, I'm sorry, but I said we're getting probably Kim in January.
Maybe. Okay, Miretti is a regista and you're finished. Miretti is an attacking midfielder but likes freedom. He's not a regista. My take is I think he might consider 2 strikers considering our squad depth. You could be right. Miretti is overrated. Openda is a nothing player and I maintain that position from the beginning. You could be right. I don't think he's a nothing. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think he's a nothing player. I don't think he was just a player we needed, and especially for the money we play. What about Kalulu? I just said I think he's gonna keep playing. So in a back four,
I
not
agree.
as a center back. That's just my take. Anyways, final question for you guys. Cremonese. Well, tomorrow almost for me because it's almost Friday. On Saturday, Cremonese, who are 1 point behind us. Funnily enough, somebody early on in the comments said he couldn't believe it, and he was like, "Are they for real?" They are very well coached. They're very disciplined. They are not easy to beat. They make it very tough. No matter who they play, they make it extremely tough. It's not fun to watch. I've watched Cremonese games. It's not fun. Like, you're not gonna sit down and watch a Cremonese game and be like, "Oh my god!" But that doesn't matter. It's already kind of a quote unquote miracle they went up. The fact that they're only 1 point behind us, like, they're not going down. At this point, you need to do something insanely bad to go down. So they're staying up. Yeah, they're for real in terms of you're not gonna go there and just blow them away. It's especially not us. So it's going to be extremely difficult. You're going to need to have the same mindset against Udinese. You're not going to create as much, so you're going to need to be very, very clinical on Saturday. I don't know what your take is. Also, really quickly, we're 6 points out of the top. I cannot believe Roma are up there, because if you look at the way they play this season, they have good games. They also have games where it's like, how have you won this game? Like, how is that even possible? And then the flip side, Atalanta, you watch Atalanta and you're like, how have you not won this game? But what do you think, Norbert? Cremonese, Saturday, what are your expectations?
We need to win, and we should play for the win. And yeah, let's go. I don't care where Cremonese is. I don't care who is the coach. I don't care about anything. We are Juventus, and we need to. Yeah, true. But yeah, we need to beat Cremonese, and especially now that they are behind us, that close. So yeah, I think hopefully Spalletti can bring some motivation, and let's see. But I don't think we're gonna play really good, but enough to win. That's it.
What do you think, Imran? For
Well,
Saturday?
our great historical leader named Dusan Vlahovic, he said that we need to look at the mirror. We need to give more than 100%. We need to be aligned with the coach. We need to stop talking and start acting. Well, that's only talk. And if you want to show it, you have the game against Cremonese, and you need to go there and perform and get a win. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. We need a win. We need to build some momentum. I think we also have a stretch of games coming up that are kind of winnable, in my opinion, if not very winnable. But yeah, we need to win. We need to have some momentum. We need to go on a winning streak so we get some confidence back, and we can actually maybe see something out there.
We will see. I don't know. Spalletti, it will have no impact on that game, in my opinion. So it's going to come down to the players again. It's as simple that even Sporting, I think the impact Spalletti can have is minimal. It's going to need, like, yesterday, Udinese, Cremonese, Sporting, and even Torino, and then it's international break right now, I think, right? But those three games will come down to the players and their mindset. That's just it will not have a lot to do with Spalletti and coaching, because what the hell are you going to coach in about Friday? Sunday is probably cool down training, so not really a training session, but I will count Sunday. So Friday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 training sessions for Tudor. That includes 2 post games as well, training sessions. So 6 training sessions for Torino. Like, there's not going to be much, a lot of tweaking and stuff. So it will come down to the players' mindset 100%. So right now we're going to see if these players are for real or not. if they want to be for real or not. But we will see. Tomorrow, Spalletti speaks at 12. Probably will, say a couple of things about the game as well, maybe, and we will see where we'll end up on Tuesday. Excuse me, on Saturday, and then we'll talk about it the following days. But guys in the chat, thanks for joining. As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Norbert, Imran, Spiros, thanks for joining after the win. Cannot believe I've not said that for more than a month, but yeah, it's good. It's good that we finally won a game. Sad to say, but it's a reality.
That's so bad.
No. Anyways, people, thanks for watching. Ciao.